I had said that there was a time when being crackhead skinny, scary skinny, was an in thing in Hollywood during the 90s. I remember how the news reports used to say that some of the top actresses were going to Mexico to get something called Thin Thin. They took that off the market because women were having heart attacks from taking it just to stay skinny. And look, black women in entertainment business always had really nice curvy bodies, flat stomachs and hips and butt, but it wasn't always embraced in Hollywood. It's always been embraced in black American culture and everything. And like I had named Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson had a very beautiful curvy body, but they never gave her the praise in other black women. And being really thin was the thing. And then J-Lo came out, and J-Lo's body was beautiful when she first came out, but she went on a diet and lost a lot of her curves, but they embraced it. And then the video vixens came out, black women and mixed women all over, and other races of women, all in hip hop music videos with these beautiful curvy bodies. And then Kim Kardashian came out, was effing Ray J, Reggie Bush, started getting butt enhancements, and because of the black video vixens, and she was so popular in white Hollywood and everything in entertainment that became the so-called standard now. And her sisters, Kylie Jenner and everything, even though it's like modeled after a curvy black woman's body. But people don't often want to say that, but that's the truth. But anyway, it became more acceptable in Hollywood to have more curves and more meat on your bones. Now what we're seeing recently, people are saying is being scary thin coming back in Hollywood. I don't know, because this is Demi Moore. Demi Moore has sent shockwaves because of how she looked. And a lot of people are concerned because remember, the camera already adds 10 pounds on you. So when you see people on TV, the camera, I don't know if they changed or fixed it, but usually back in the day, they would say the camera adds an extra 10 pounds. So when they look skinny to you, they're actually skinnier than that in person. Okay. So Demi Moore is skin and bones right now. About 4 or 5 months ago, she was not this thin. She was thin, but she wasn't this damn thin. Also, people are talking about Kelly Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne used to be plus size. Now she's skeletal. If you were to see a close-up picture of her, her cheekbones are completely sunken in. Now we know that she lost her father, and her mother is saying she's going through depression, and she might not be eating because of that. Other people think that it's drugs, it's Ozempic, it's something the Illuminati is doing to these women. I'm hearing it all, and they're trying to make being scary skinny back in. You have Demi Moore. We've never seen Demi Moore this damn skeletal in our life. I love Demi Moore's movies. Let me know if there's any issues again with the volume. Look at her arms again. She has to be a damn 000. Do you know how skinny that is? Her spinal cord is showing. We've never seen Demi Moore this skeletal in our life. She's almost 60 or 60. Most women, when they get older, your I can't think right now. Your metabolism slows down, and you usually gain weight on average. The older that you get, you don't lose weight like this. Also, they're saying if you look in her eyes doesn't look the same. This is not the same woman. People are talking about Jim Carrey. People believe that they are clones. The Substance, the movie she was in, they've done something to her. And she was actually shaking. She was shaking on the red carpet. There were close-ups of her literally shaking. So they're like, what the hell is going on here? What have they done to her? Her spine cord is showing again. And people talk about sacrifice. The entertainment business, how there are cruel people in power, maybe the men in power who want you to starve yourself as punishment. Okay, to get people talking. Look how thin she is, all right? So again, during the 90s, remember Nicole Richie, Lindsay Lohan? Nicole was had more meat on her, and Lindsay, they were skeletal. Their rib cages and spinal cords were showing, and it became the in thing in Hollywood where they were all scary thin, crackhead skinny. Again, Ellen DeGeneres, her wife Portia, look how thin she was during that time too. They were all skeletal. Like you can break them within one hit, they'll break. Look at her legs. Look at her arms. Look at how frightening her arms look. And that was the thing. When Kim Kardashian became popular, that's when, it's okay to have some meat on you now. It's okay to have some hips and butts now. Within white entertainment, white America, within Black and Hispanic and Arabic people, that's pretty normal. Okay, but it wasn't embraced as mainstream to have that type of body. So this is what we see going on. And it's very concerning. I don't know. Personally, hold on for a second. Look, it can be a lot of things. It could be drugs. It could be the Illuminati forcing them to starve themselves or else. I mean, look at Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. It could be liposuction. It could be Ozempic. It could be maybe you just have a regular eating disorder. Maybe you have anorexia or bulimia. Personally, I think that there's someone in power saying we're going to try to bring this back in and y'all better do it. You cannot eat or we're going to take your life or we're going to ruin your career and y'all better act right and not eat. That's what I think could be going on behind the scenes, because just a few short months ago, Demi Moore was not this damn skinny. So, and other women in the entertainment business like we're seeing. Now let me play that clip again. And I think I know what went wrong with the volume. So I'm just going to play the clip one time.
Show business is nothing but transaction. It is show off business. Business is the last word. It's a business. And there's no place in a business for children because it's transactional. And so for me with Lindsay, from the beginning, I understood when the camera stopped rolling and the crew breaks up and you move on to the next project, the relationship you've made with these children has to remain. Now, you try. Sometimes it remains stronger. Sometimes you do lose touch. But I try to say to everybody, particularly young people, I'm safe.
Once again, she just said the quiet part out loud. She had to say it in a certain way. She says that it's a business and that is transactional. I'm safe. I don't want anything from you. AKA, you don't have to do the casting couch. You don't have to give head or give up your vagina or butthole. The casting couch, men also are on the casting couch where they give up their butthole. That's all she just said, y'all. It's transactional. You have to give something. That's what she's saying. And that is no place in it for children. And she's also maybe saying that she also had to do it, but she's not going to say that about herself. What she's saying is in the entertainment business, there have been a few celebrities who hinted or even said they had to sleep their way to the top. You want a certain role, you want a certain business transaction, you want this to happen for you, you're going to have to lay with some people. That's what that means. And that's how it has always been. And that's how it is in a lot of industries, not just Hollywood. That's why you see what you see with the Epstein files and landlords making women sleep with them to not get kicked out of their apartment. When you have power, that's what a lot of men especially do. You want this? What are you going to give me? This is show business. Okay. And she just said a mouthful. She just said it without saying it. She said, it is transactional. You have to sleep with people, but I'm here for you. I am safe. I don't want anything from you. That's what she said. So, baby, and a lot of people this going to go over some people's heads, but I can read between the lines of what she just said. Okay. It also, again, made me think about TLC. You know, it's business, music business, show business, entertainment business. You know, when people said, how did they go broke? And Left Eye said, y'all think it's all glitz and glamour. Everything that we thought we were getting for free, they were taking out of our checks. And then we have to pay back every outfit you saw us in. We were being charged for wearing the outfits and didn't even know it. And then you have to give it back out of the sales that you make. That's why you have a lot of people who try to be as independent as you can, which is hard to really have a career, a big career. You know, the mainstream, the big league companies want to get a hold of you to market you better because they have better resources, better access, and more power than you. That's why when some artists who go independent, they still make it because they have a fan base they built up to where they could go independent and still bring in money through concerts. Okay. But when you're starting out independent and you get bigger, they don't often get real big unless they sign them contracts with them bigger companies. And then you are a product, your brand. You can have a totally different name. The world might know you as Left Eye, but your real name is Larissa. But Left Eye is the brand. A product, not a human. They have contracts telling them you can't go over a certain weight. You can't, they put them on a diet. You have to maintain your weight. They check your weight every month. They give them fake relationships with other celebrities for the newspapers and the blogs as fake relationships. All of that because it's a stage and an illusion, and it's a brand. A brand built on money. You have to be appealing. Can you bring in money to the company in this film, on these magazines? Can you do a good interview? They might pair you again with a gay man in entertainment and claim they're a couple because so many women want them and they're in denial the man is gay. And then they're like, oh, they're together. They're really not even together. It's a business, the business of illusion, the business of marketing, entertainment to entertain you. And I definitely have a respect for a lot of entertainers because they sacrifice so much just to honestly make a lot of you happy. The music that uplifts you when you are thinking about ending your life or you're in a depression. The music going on tour where they have to maintain a certain weight and they can't even eat what they want and have to go on stage every day to entertain people, to make you feel better and to have happiness while they suffer behind the scenes. I mean, that sacrifice, that's a job. They are people too, you know? So I definitely think sometimes people don't care. Like Michael Jackson dedicated his whole life and he dedicated everything to everyone. Their memories, their happiness and joy, you know? So yeah, I don't think they should be compensated well, in my opinion. That's how I feel. I think that the deals they get is horrendous. 10 cents an album, making companies billions of dollars, and yet they leave with nothing. That's crazy. That's crazy.